We just came out of Black History Month. What does that mean to you, Black History Month?
It means that that's racism because they don't celebrate White History Month. We don't have it. I'm part Italian. I don't have Italian History Month. So what I think it's doing is perpetuating what this divide is in our nation, quite honestly, because I don't feel like that should be highlighted. I don't think that they should be pushing their agenda on myself because I'm a straight male, I have a wife, and I have children. I don't think that I should have to be bombarded and brainwashed through media, through those months or Pride, Black History. I don't think that's something that should be, dictated to me.
Is it a learning opportunity?
Not at all, because when I was in school, we learned, certain black leaders, things like that. I don't need to hear it every single year for a whole month.
We've just exited Black History Month. I want to ask you if there's anything that you've heard from Trump or anything you did during Black History Month that sort of elevated your awareness of Black America?
I have a lot of black friends. We don't really. We're just friends. We get along. We don't keep. I live my day to day, and I have black friends, and whatever happens, happens. We all get along.
Yeah. And would you say the same like Pride Month? Is there anything you'd like to see Donald Trump do about Pride Month or to celebrate it?
Again, the point of the Pride Month, people running down the streets, gays and whatever, throwing it in our kids' face and all that, and I've seen a lot of that on social media and all that. I don't want that around. I don't want that around my kids. If you're going to be gay, if that's your thing, keep it to yourself. Do what you do. That's how I feel, Don't put it down straight people's throats, so to speak.
What do you feel Donald Trump should be doing in Black History Month and Pride Month?
Same thing he does the other 10 months of the year. I mean, we don't have a White History Month. So, I don't think we have to be, I guess what I'm trying to say is we believe, that's a sticky question. I mean, it really is.
What did Black History Month mean to you, and what would you like to see Donald Trump do for Pride Month?
They shouldn't have a separate month. I think every month should be celebrated as a Black History Month because there's been so many leaps and so many strides for Black history and what our countries came from. I just think we should all be whole as American, and I don't think we should segregate and separate because that doesn't lead to unity. Because you're still labeling it as one thing and not the other. It should just be unity.
We have these months like Black History Month and Pride Month. What did you prosper from in Black History Month? What did you learn, or did you take time to celebrate African Americans?
I didn't know about the Juneteenth thing before in history, right. But it kind of doesn't change how I feel. It kind of makes me. It does the opposite effect. It kind of makes me upset that they don't value every race. They don't celebrate they don't have. Like some people think they celebrate white people all the time, but like if they had a certain month where they celebrated white people, just to recognize us, because again, like we were part of the founding of the country, we were the ones that defeated the Indians so we can have this land. Right. Like we weren't all like a lot of things we did in the past might be seen as kind of in the gray zone, but like that's why we're even standing in this spot because the Europeans, they fought for this country. They had to face the Indian tax being, all their food and stuff getting taken, people getting kidnapped. It was both sides were at war. If we would have lost the war, this continent would have been occupied. This would have been Native Americans. We would have been Europe,
So occupied by who? Aren't we the occupiers?
Yeah. But it was kind of a shady thing, but now it's a good thing because now everyone around the whole world wants to come here. And that wouldn't have happened unless we did what we did in the past.
But you don't want them to come here.
They didn't have.
But you don't want them to come here.
They didn't have different rules back then. Because the Western society is just the most successful, just the best. Compared to other societies, a lot of immigrants aren't going to those countries. They're coming here. If all of Asia and all of Middle East were doing really good, then everyone would be going there too, but it's not. They're all coming here.
What would you like to see Donald Trump do to honor Black History Month, to honor Pride Month?
I don't really. I mean, that's everyone's personal opinion. I mean, some people enjoy July 4th, some people don't. With Black History Month, I think that started off as a great cause, but also it came into an issue where it became a Marxist thing where people were making millions of dollars off people donating money to an issue that ended up not being what they thought it was.
Which issue is that?
The message got lost, which is to support African Americans, and that message got lost by the money that's being made and the rioting and the looting. It's just sad what happened to it.
Because it's all a lie. It's all a theater. We call it a theater of the Caesars. Two fake parties that are working together. And that's what's happening in America. They're cutting with the invisible hand of Stalin. We have a rhino party, faking right wing, and we have a left party, and they're working together. So it's all fake. So
So what's the real one?
The real one is the one of the people, is the one that started the Republican Party with Trump. With America. But Trump is the one that holds that American heart and pride.
What about woke? What does woke mean to you?
Well, woke, the woke part of in a problem way is that the people are trying to follow a lot of promiscuity and be very promiscuous, which brings people to commit a lot of sins, to do whatever they want as part of drugs.
I want to ask you that though. Like, who's saying to be promiscuous? Who's saying to do drugs?
The communists, the indoctrination, they're guiding the people to be promiscuous. They're guiding the people to distance themselves from God. And they're yelling them since they're little kids. So this is the part of indoctrination that people don't quickly understand.
And where are these communists?
Everywhere in America, in politics, in churches, in school districts, in school boards.
Do you ever think that you're fighting a foe that's not really there?
No, the fight is there. Even I grew up in Brazil, and we have the same problem. And elsewhere in the world, we have a lot of investments that they have towards this indoctrination.
What does woke mean to you? When you hear people who are my age say words like woke, what does that mean to you?
Freedom of expression, but I feel like they're pushing it too much. They're kind of pushing it onto us too much. I feel like there's too few people who are actually woke for them to make it this big of a deal.
What is the definition of woke to you?
I think it's just more the embodiment of insane leftist ideology.
And I'm trying to get people's definition of what woke is.
In my mind, the term woke and so many of the ridiculous labels on both sides that are put on.
So let's start that
kind of divisiveness is unimportant, and it's a distraction.
What does woke mean to you?
To be honest with you, I really don't use that term because I don't believe in that at all. I think we're all equal. I don't know what it really means. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't use that term. So.
I want to ask you what woke means to you.
I think it's destroying the country.
What does it mean to you? What is it?
It's woke. I mean, I think it's seeing things in a very progressive, radical way that's not helping the country at all. I think seeing everything as being racist is not helping at all, especially when there actually is substantial racism that needs to be fought. But when you claim everything as racist, that's not okay. It undermines what is actually racist. That's one example of being woke in my mind. So
you're talking about awakening. Part of awakening is woke, right? People talking about woke. What does that mean to you? What does the word woke mean?
Well, woke is a false idea of awakening. It does everything opposite of awakening, which is a revival, which comes from a spiritual stirring of one's consciousness. And so if you have a lot of dirt, in your mind, a lot of diluted or polluted things, what a revival does is shake the trees again so that now you can begin to see clearly. But what woke does, woke gives a false assimilation of action. Okay, I'm woke. Well, it doesn't give action.
Define it. What is woke?
It tells you what cannot work, what will not work in a people of community.
Right, but tell me what it is, though.
If I say I'm a man, and then I say all of a sudden I identify as a woman, that's woke. It gives demonstration of the total opposite of freedom, liberty, consciousness, all of those things. Woke actually shuts down. So it pretends its eyes are open, but their eyes are really asleep. And so when a person says that illegal immigration is cool, that's woke.
Why is that woke?
It's woke because we know a nation cannot survive off of bringing lottie-dottie, I'm being crazy now, but lottie-dottie and everybody into the country. A nation cannot remain sovereign if it keeps its borders open. And why do we expect America to do it when all these other nations, other places, close and shut their borders?